Hello again, Alpha Gang. It's Mike from AlphaGenPerformance. This one's going to be a short video, but I thought I'd keep you updated because I know a few of you guys, of course, on Instagram and Facebook, same with on YouTube, is wondering, when's the engine going to be done? When are we going to see more updates on that? I'm still currently waiting, patiently waiting for that to be finished. But of course, in the meantime, and me thinking about my build and the rest of the season, I'm getting excited for what's to come as well, too. So I ended up ordering another part that I think I may install maybe after the break-in process, or maybe it'll go towards the other plans I have for the car, of course, later in the season. But anyways, let's get to it. I did order what's in this box that some of you already have heard. AlphaSpeed has come out with an AlphaX ECU, which is similar to like a Link G4X ECU, but let's open the box and see what's in there first and go over some of those details. Alright, so I got everything out of the box. So of course you have like a little aux harness right here, and yeah, it looks just like the stock ECU, so it's going to be pretty durable. This should actually be able to hold up, of course, with the heat and everything else inside the engine bay. So my plan is to basically put this in the stock location, just as if it was stock, just nice plug and play unit. Same with the front here, of course. Everything looks just like the regular stock harness. It pretty much looks like a stock ECU, except all the insides are just basically the AlphaX ECU, which is really nice. The option 2 here, if you want to have it connected to your laptop, you would have to make an opening for the USB cable that goes to your laptop. And you would have to drill into the case for that. But I'll open this up. I see there's some torque bits here. Looks like a T15 Torx bit. So I'll pull this apart and we can take a look inside just to see where that connection is and give you guys some insight of where you'd probably have to drill to make that opening. Because the other option, if you weren't to go that route, is you would have to open up the case every single time, which in my case, I probably wouldn't want to do that because I tend to make a lot of changes with my car all the time. So I'll just make that opening when I install it myself, and then that way I can always do any revisions or any changes as we go along with AlphaSpeed as well too. So let's pull this case apart and take a look at what's on the inside. Alright, so let's open up this ECU and see what it looks like inside. Alright, so we got the cover off. Let's take a look here. You can just lift up on the board, just through the back here if you'd like, just to see what it's like. There is a way that you can hook up a USB to your laptop for tuning options as well too. So when you pull this up, just be careful, turn it around here. This is the other side of the board, and on the bottom there, right here, you can see where that, if I can get it to zoom in, or actually let's see if we can get it to focus here. Doesn't want to focus, but anyways, that's where the USB connection would go, of course. That would hook up to your laptop. So in retrospect, if you were to make an opening, because on the back of this case there's no opening here, so you would have to flip it back and put it neatly in here. Okay, so right here, this is where that USB connection was. So if I flip it up here a little bit, you'd have to make an opening in this area as well too. But with that opening and being exposed, it's up to you, but just by looking at it, even though this will probably be facing down in your vehicle, I'd be more concerned about like maybe any water or dust or debris that possibly could get in there. So maybe putting in some kind of gasket or grommet or something like that may help prevent that. So I will probably be making an opening because I don't want to, when I do my tunes or for my vehicle, I don't want to have to keep pulling this board out all the time to get access to it. I mean, you do you, of course, but that's just my preference. So I'll try to make it a little bit more easier for myself in the future. But yeah, that's basically it. So I'll close that back up and then button this back up. So that basically wraps up the video for the AlphaX ECU. Yeah, so most of the features I'll try to go over in a future video here once I get the car back. I will get this installed, and I'll probably also get, I'm looking at another gauge for my wideband. I'll probably go with the AEM X Series AFR gauge. It does have CAN bus inputs as well too, but I'm going to get that wired up to the ECU so the new software can communicate with that gauge, so I'll actually be able, kind of like a Haltech or a Link ECU, where AlphaSpeed will be able to see my AFRs during the tuning process as well, instead of just, you know, me showing what's happening with the actual physical gauge itself. So just that extra input will definitely help with this setup as well, which I'm looking forward to. But we'll also probably get it installed, and we'll go over like a startup, like how getting this all connected, and then the initial startup with the new setup as well too. So if you've been following along for a while, I did install recently actually a Turbo Parts Canada 20G styled modified turbo. You can also find a link if you're looking for a similar setup in a previous video. Maybe I'll link that down below as well too. You can also use Alpha 15 as a discount code if you decide to get a similar setup. I made 363 wheel horsepower on a hub dyno through Mickey Tune EFI, and I was pretty happy with that. But we'll be going up with 1000cc injectors, a bigger fuel pump, and I'll be adding water meth injection to the setup this year once the engine's broken in. So it'll be cool to try the AlphaX ECU with that setup and see how much more or how bigger the numbers we can get if we can push past the 2021 PSI on that current tune, and then maybe we can go for 24 plus and get closer to that 400 wheel horsepower mark on that stock frame turbo, which would be fantastic. And I know some of you guys are also asking about the price of what this AlphaX ECU possibly may be. I don't have official pricing yet, but from when I talked to AlphaSpeed, they mentioned that the AlphaX ECU will roughly be around the $1350 US price tag, which if you've already looked at Haltech options or Link ECU, G4X, like some of the premium ECUs there, they're anywhere from $1,500 up to $1,750 US plus. So having this price point at $1,350 US is actually pretty nice. It makes it a little bit more affordable if you're looking at a standalone ECU without having to pay that higher amount, especially if you're in Canada and our exchange rate is not that great. It makes it really expensive. So having this unit for the Genesis Coupe is great. And also, if you're looking for some of the merch on our website as well, this AlphaSpeed shirt that I am rocking today, you can find the link down below just at AlphaGenPerformance.com. You can purchase it there. This one's a medium on me actually right now. And of course, if you did like the video and have any comments or anything, any questions that you'd like to ask me about the AlphaX ECU, if I can answer that, feel free to write them down below. But if you did enjoy the video, hit that like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks.